I'm here back with a custom review and take a look at the Transformers LegaCEE Allspark Power Arcee. So here she is in her bike mode, but before we look at her, let's take a quick look at the paints. Of course, I did use some light gray primer, as well as some semi-gloss black spray. We'll focus a little bit, maybe not. And then for the silver, it's been a minute since I've done this custom. If you follow me on social media, you know around the time I posted this. But I believe it was silver leaf spray, but I mainly just used it here for just this one part. The rest of the silver is just my normal chrome silver. Then the gold color there is a mix of gold leaf and chrome silver, which normally I would have just used titanium gold. That to me already has, because I'm pretty sure that's a decent fit. But I didn't think of that when I started this custom. And I wasn't going to go buy the paint, so I was just like, I'll mix something, and it worked. I also use some sky blue, some regular semi-gloss black. And there's also a gray color on here that, once again, I just did not think when I was planning this custom, and I would have just used sky gray, but I used a mix of white and neutral gray to actually make the paint. But like I said, I would have just normally used sky gray. I was just dumb and didn't think of it. Didn't think of it when I was buying the paint for this. And then has some metallic pink that I use this for, which this is never the best quality paint to me. Like, it's always just kind of chalky and eh. But I could not mix a metallic purple to save my life. So I just went with that. But here she is in her bike mode, and this is based on the Takara Allspark Power Arcee, not the actual. I can't remember if the Hasbro one was all. I think it was just regular movie line, but I don't remember that for a fact. But I based this on the Takara version of Allspark Power Arcee, which I'll bring in here because I do own. There's my flex for the day. And you can see where a lot of similar details came from. The silver stripe going on there, the silver windscreen. The rims, just the general color scheme is pulled from this as much as I could get it. Like, of course, I omitted some things. Like, I couldn't really do the flames. I know I did it on Night Watch Prime, but that destroyed me. And then I couldn't really do the orange bit there. That just wasn't feasible in a little bit of space, so I decided to omit it. But the bike mode itself still looks really nice. This is like, what? LegaCEE Arcee custom number 6. I think I can get this by now. Got a nice silver stripe going, which it was weird deciding how I wanted to do it, because I didn't know if I just wanted to do this part, if I wanted to include this, but I decided to just do the whole silver stripe, which I think works out. I think it all turned out pretty straight. You got a little bit of the pink there, which I guess is enough of a nod to the flames. Like, it works. Up here, I painted the gas thing silver. I think it's a gas cap, right? And you got the waist here going on. And once again, the rims, which on this one, I can say the rims are two-toned, which is really nice. Like, the surrounding area here is the gold, whereas this little circle in the middle is silver. I'm not a motorcycle guy, I'm sorry. But yeah, very, very solid bike mode. I really like it. But let's go ahead and get her into her robot mode. And here in robot mode, she just looks so stunning. I love this. I don't know, this is probably at least my second favorite of the customs I've done from this mold now. But as you can see, going down from the legs to the head, because the head's going to have the most questions. I painted in little bits here as a sort of nod to the flames, but also just to add some detail to the legs, because the original one just has black for most of the legs. I'm really proud of how the waist piece came out, because there's just so much detail going on right here, from little bits of black in there, the blue going down the middle. It just turned out really, really well. And then up to the chest, which I think I've done like 6 of them. I remember when I was doing this, and I'm just like, I can't think of a unique way to paint this torso anymore. There's only so many details on it. There's only so many things I can really do. So it's just kind of Like, I don't hate how I painted the torso at all, but it's just, I don't know. I think, like I said, this is the 6th one I've done. It's just like, I've seen it. I've done it. All right. But I do still think it looks nice. The gray arms, as I previously mentioned, this would have just been sky gray, but I had to mix some white and neutral gray to kind of make something similar to it, which I think still turned out pretty great. And then the head, which I realized I also forgot to mention that I sprayed the eyes white. Not white, I sprayed them yellow. So some yellow spray was used there. I think it was probably... Is lemon yellow the spray name? No, that's the paint. That's the regular hand paint. I think it's just called yellow. I'm not entirely certain. And then the plate here. This is the regular LegaCEE Arcee head, but I shaved down the horn with the whole like crest thing going on. I shaved them down on the sides, and I left a little bit there. And then this piece is a Combiner Wars Optimus Prime antenna for the combined head, but it's chopped down, and then I put a little cut. I cut most of the way through for the middle so it would bend, and then I put a little bit of putty in there to kind of clean it up, and then I glued it on, and so she just has a freaking plate on her head, and it's really funny. The only thing is I'm really worried about grabbing, like you can't grab it by the plate. I feel like it would just rip off, which it still does work in transformation. You have to like angle the head kind of like this to where the plate is like in the middle. Like there's just enough space for it to work. But you just got to be a little bit delicate with it. Like handling it. Like, you can still move the head. Like you can still completely rip the face off because I forgot to glue it back in. Oh, anyway. But like you can still move the head up. You can still move it around. I meant to try to like loosen up this joint a little bit because it's kind of tight. But maybe I'll have to go back and do it at some point. I still have to clear coat this, by the way. That's why I didn't show off the clear coat, because I still haven't done it. It's been sitting on my desk for ages to do. I've done other customs since this. I've clear coated them, but I just haven't done this one yet. And I need to do it so I can get it off my table. I was like, I'll do it for the review, and then here we are. But the paint's been fine. You know, everything's good. Like the clear coat isn't there because it'll immediately disintegrate. It's there just for some longevity. But I'll go ahead and do that one day. But for some comparisons, let's bring the camera back down just a touch and bring in the original Black Arcee. Which, fun fact, that is the name. It's like in Takara, and for Takara, it's literally just called Black Arcee. Not like Night Watch Arcee, not like Night Prowl Arcee, or I don't know, something like Midnight Arcee. I don't know, something more night themed, nighttime, or just dark. I don't know. It's just Black Arcee. Like, why would you name it that? But anyway, here you go. But you can see a lot of the influences, like the waist there. And then the chest, I couldn't translate that. I think that's also my main issue. I couldn't really figure out a way to do that. So I just painted in those two little bits around the collar. And I was like, it's good. Come on, please stand. Alright. I love this toy, don't get me wrong, but standing gets also kind of difficult. Come on. Just stand. You just have to stand. You can do it. There we go. But I like the shoulder. I like the fact that you do the shoulder wheels because that's one of the configurations here. I know you can also flip them in, but since it never stays symmetrical, I hate it, so I just do this. I think one of the ones I have, the G1 colored one, I display with the wheels in just for a little bit of uniqueness. I think actually the Black Arcee I displayed in bike mode because the bike mode just looks so cool to me. But yeah, I think I translated most of it pretty well. The gray moved to the arms, which the gray on the arms is actually a nod to the back here, since that ends up as the back of the seat and the little gray lines there. It's actually a nod to that. I didn't really want to do the shoulders because I want to risk them chipping, but it's fine because it's a neutral color and it already matches the look of everything else anyway. Didn't have to do the thighs. This is a pretty easy. This was not too difficult of a custom outside of the fact that I was dumb and forgot to buy certain paints and doing the head mod. Like if someone made a new head for this, it wouldn't be that hard. It wouldn't be that hard. And I think I've seen someone do the regular Arcee. I think actually a friend of mine did the regular Arcee, and it looks pretty fun. I thought about doing that here, but I was like, nah. I want to do something Allspark power, because it fits in pretty well with Optimus. He's got a friend. He's got a pal now. They can Allspark power it up together. You love to see it. Anyways, I would like to once again go on a small tangent in the fact of this mold is still probably like one of my favorites to paint, like one of my favorite modern molds. Right now I'm working on Shatterglass Sunstreaker, and it's such a pain. He's got so many areas of chipping, which I've mostly figured out by the recording of this video. I'm actually just waiting for the paint to settle. But this mold is just so easy to paint, and the fact that I've done 6 of them, like I feel like I just do one new one a year, at least. And I still have my very first one I did with Sideways. Like if I were to teach a customizing class, I would use this mold, which I think actually TFCon did that at one point with God, it's not Leader, with Psykill. They did it with Psykill, and they gave it like a new head, and it looks fun. It looks nice. Like I think this mold is just super versatile. I wish Hasbro would just kind of do like more insane stuff with it like this. But I don't know. I'm honestly surprised I haven't completely made my Sideways custom null and void yet, but I'm not complaining because I love that thing. But yeah. Overall, this was a random obscure custom I did for a theme. We're going to be seeing a few more Allspark power themed customs as we go through the year. And this is just the next in that line, which I think is pretty fun. I can't wait to show you guys some of the other ones I got cooking up. One of them's already done. If you follow my socials, you'll already see another one. When I get to the review, I have no idea. I'm sorry the review is always just so whenever I can, because it's quite literally just whenever I can. I was working on Shatterglass Sunstreaker, and I just randomly had time, and I'm like, all right, I'm waiting for this to settle. Let's do it. I need to get something out. But yeah, I have a couple customs to review on my that I've already done on my socials. I think Shatterglass Hotshot is one, so we'll get to him probably next. But yeah. Anyways, that is pretty much all I have to say. So be sure to check out my channel for more video and custom reviews, and please don't forget to subscribe. You could also come check out my Facebook and Twitter pages. Links in the description below. And this is the 14th Prime signing out.